And we back. Welcome to the Deli. I am your host, Will Yum. And I'm be real, go. My nigga's finally here. Got the whole Deli in this motherfucker for another podcast episode. Go ahead, introduce yourselves. The other host I got all the time.
Start from down there.
Start from down there, you know.
We're supposed to be recording.
Right. Oh, my bad. I thought we had the mic.
Nigga, do your mic thing.
You mean my voice record thing? I'm gonna do it. Tobe, COV, you already know what it is. Deli Boyz. With information and podcasting and music and everything the fuck else.
Paid for by viewers like you.
Oh, I just look. So I just be like,
Turn up to that.
this shit loud too. G Willie Batman. No, I'm playing.
Introduction, nigga.
Y'all know what's up. It's Vinci, you know what I'm saying? Happy to be here. Back with the gang.
You supposed to tell people to follow y'all's name,
Fuck y'all.
who y'all affiliated with.
That's how you know we don't give a fuck about that.
It's their first show.
Follow us or don't follow us. The fuck?
Follow us at _ Deli Boyz
Go follow us
everywhere.
though.
You watching the video? Might as well, shit.
If you see this, then you following.
Facts.
It's
Nigga
inevitable.
SeinenNW1ll Ville5ideNiko. 1/3 shot of the ceiling for shit show. That's it. That's all you need to know about me.
Man, SeinenW1ll, you know,
1/3 shot
bringing
of
the
the
main
ceiling.
character energy always. In my glow up art, you feel me?
Anti-hero energy.
Damn right.
Inside.
My style. 1/3 the ceiling.
Alright, so today, man, really want to talk about what's going on in music these days. Like, how y'all feeling about today's music? Like, some honest thoughts on this generation's music. And by this generation, I can't pick a year, so I'm gonna just say Lil Baby and up.
Little baby in up.
Fucking copy paste.
My music taste is changing fast in the
When
motherfucker.
did Lil Baby come in again?
Like 17, 16,
Yeah, I was
17.
gonna say like 16.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I
2016,
like
up
all
until
of
now.
it. I like all of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. It should be cool. I just be high though, so I don't really.
Hip hop
That's
then
not
got
fair.
to a stage though where it's like that shit is so broad and so many subgenres. It's like
And people starting to switch.
it's
it up
hard
a
to
lot.
compare shit because everything is so niche. It's fuck like
lot of shit has
especially
been
the artists
done
that we
before,
listen
like-
to.
It's really, you gotta ask the question is whether or not is music changing or are we old?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Both.
It's both. Like a
I don't
motherfucker.
know.
It's always both.
I don't know because for me personally, like when hip hop started, not music, when music started, like I still fuck with like 90s shit. Like I fuck with 2000s and 2010 shit. You know what I'm saying? And this new shit is just like
Starting like a fall off of quality.
yeah, a fall off of quality.
I have been watching
Yeah.
a lot of videos that have been talking
Yeah,
about
it's
like,
more so quantity
It's
over
quantity because niggas be like, you gotta put something out every day, some shit.
And shit be sounding so repetitive. Like that really ain't, you go to the club, your head banging to the same BPM the entire time, you ain't realize it. Because you don't hear nothing different. You just sound like the same
The
beat.
whole the song started up, your head still doing this shit on beat.
I feel like the hustle aspect of music is there, but the artistry part of
Yeah, I was
music
gonna say
is not
that
there.
they say it's like it's so accessible.
yeah,
Anybody can record a song and fucking put it out.
and it'll sound decent
Easy.
too.
Easy. Motherfuckers doing it on their phones with regular headphones.
Charge somebody $25 to mix your shit. Boom, bam, bop. You got a hit record.
Some niggas not even doing. They doing this shit. They're on their own, like half-assing.
Band lab like a motherfucker.
Damn,
Half-assing.
That's what I was gonna say. This shit's become so accessible that as long as you can repeat a flow and you got some auto tune, you basically have the equivalent of top-notch artists.
That's why I say fucking copy paste.
All you gotta do is rap about drugs and shooting niggas, and then boom, bam, bop with a little baby flow.
Beat in the background, and you got it.
Niggas don't want to be hearing this
We
shit.
could
all
do
the
that.
time. That shit make my head hurt.
Don't get it fucked.
Maybe not in the
We can do
club.
that.
I be like,
all the
damn,
time.
nigga, you done killed this nigga how many times?
But
I feel like that's why we are different, which I know a lot of people who make music and say shit like that.
Right.
But like, we actually give a variety with our shit. It's not the same type of just like trap, headbanger, money, drugs, something, guns in the street, ops. It's not that over and over.
I
Like,
will
for
say,
real.
whenever we do lean into like trap sound, that's all we do is lean into the sound. Though we don't touch the topics too strongly.
Yeah, like 33 wasn't talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that shit.
Hooping, niggas is playing. We do make references to guns and shit, but I feel like that's connected to the
It's not nearly
rap
as
culture to some extent, and being
young
black.
big references, but that's
Needing that
not
bitch for
y'all
protection,
entire.
yeah.
Your entire catalog is not just
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be
guns and
flashing that
drug
bitch.
references.
And then the videos too. Now I ain't gonna be in that bitch flashing my gun. I ain't gonna let everybody know I got that.
Right. I don't want you to know what I have until it's too late.
Time to use it, goddamn. For
It's
real.
easy to see that we got range though. Like you see, it's like, all right, there's 5 of us. Bruce is a poet at heart, so he's really a rapper.
I just
on the
ghostwrite
low.
songs.
It's just
don't
a
tell nobody.
acapella rapper. So, like, it's easy to see that everybody just got a different vibe, and then we're in a fucking group. So, like, when that shit come together, it's like, you know, on Ratatouille whenever he ate the cheese.
It's amazing.
That shit
Start seeing colors.
it just meshed together good. It's crazy.
and I feel like that's something that was a part of hip hop at one point, and it's kind of leaned more into like when people get on the same songs together, they lean to the same sound,
Yeah.
as opposed to people doing like, oh well, I'm gonna bring my style to your sound.
Hey, and a
and
good
make
example of
something
that,
new.
if you know, is the native tongue. That was big. That was a big
Oh.
ass conglomerate. And
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
I've never
That
heard
was
of
Queen Latifah, the Tribe Called Quest, all them
Oh,
all them
okay.
group.
Yeah.
That was
Music group,
And
like
that's
the
what that
hip-hop
shit used
groups
to
are
be.
lacking these days.
Groups of niggas that all rap different,
Like fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
on one.
willing to hop on different
That
shit.
too.
In these
Music
days,
change like
Dreamville like that.
Yes.
And their success.
Yeah.
Spillville, Coast Contra.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
TDE used to be something like that. It was less group in pushed, but
Unless it was black hippies. You know,
yeah,
some
black
shit like
hip.
that.
And all them niggas had 3 different opposing styles. They just were all lyricists. But I mean,
Somebody
most rappers are
recently put me
lyricists.
onto Flatbush. I didn't
Flatbush
know.
Zombies? Oh man, they
I
go
did
hard.
not know
Oh,
Flatbush
shit.
Zombies was a group, and I did not know they were black.
Yeah, they, ain't
I
the
will
niggas
admit
Jamaican?
that.
They're Jamaican, I think.
I will admit that I found that out like a few weeks ago, and I was like, damn.
I feel like our friends group.
I played
Man,
the
I've seen
Tigers
it, bro.
a
I've
couple
been
times.
doing it. That was for a minute.
And they be rapping for real.
Yeah. You heard that good grief? Off the one
No,
like
I
that.
just found them. I
got the
I think I
album.
listened to the most recent album. That's it.
Nah, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. Not right now though.
All right, let's get into this one right here. I gotta say it like this: as men,
Okay.
how do we feel about the current state of female hip hop artists?
You gotta find them.
Well, from the standpoint of a man,
It's bad.
How we feel as men on the current state of women in hip hop.
I feel like we got to put like a disclaimer on it, because at the end of the day, men kind of like were the ones that pushed hip hop in the direction of the provocative sex
Like
sells.
we have to take accountability. to that.
Businessmen are the
We
reason
said
that
shit
sex
yesterday. Our
sells.
future rap different, but all this nigga talk about is the same shit everybody else talk about. That nigga say it's
He
bitches,
just he
money,
be singing. That's it.
and he got niggas
Like
that rock for
fucking
him.
somebody.
That's
They're just rapping
everybody
about that
else
shit
fucking
from the
with.
perspective of a woman that's inside of that environment.
And they be rapping about shit women do. They be in the club shaking they fucking ass.
Yeah, and we was promoting that shit like shake your ass.
Right, please.
So
Niggas
this is the
really
mindset
begging
of
for that
somebody
shit. They
who wants,
whole-
who
If you
wants to
think
shake
about
her
it-
ass. She want to
If you
shake her
think
ass.
about it, like
That's
last
what she's rapping
night, we were playing the songs and shit, the throwback songs, and me and Jay were like, yeah, the clubs will be live, because most of the songs are like, all right, it's talking about the girl dancing and shit like that.
Mhm.
And now the girl's talking about dancing and shit like that.
It's just from the
It's like,
perspective of a woman.
They had to learn
That's
from
funny.
somewhere.
I don't
That's
know,
why
some of
women
them
get with it
stop
so
like that
easily
one
and so
song.
casually, but as
What you was talking
men,
about eating a nigga ass. Like I was like,
You don't want to sing along.
What,
They
Sexy
should-
Red?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel the same way about women.
you know what I'm talking about? Like, nah, eating this.
I ain't never actually listened to them.
That's-
I be hearing them. I be hearing
that
them
shit on
TikTok.
social
Yeah,
media.
I
Hey,
be
we
on
gotta
TikTok.
talk one at a time, just so y'all know. Really, we can't get cluttered like this.
True.
But yeah, I rest my case on that.
Right,
Niggas
niggas
is
happy.
ridiculous.
Everybody so
Niggas got on the podcast, don't know what to do but talk. Goddamn.
All we heard was talk.
But
Like, what we supposed to do?
We can't get too cluttered, you know what I'm saying? We gotta be able to hear. Audience gotta be able to hear and shit. You know. So you brought up Sexy Red.
That's our song.
How do y'all feel about Sexy
He was
Red?
waiting for somebody to
say
I don't
Sexy
give a
Red makes
fuck.
music for people that got
Will was thinking it first. He was waiting on somebody else to say
I'm
it.
not.
He's like, you brought up Sexy Red.
That's how y'all get canceled.
How I feel about Sexy Red is I don't particularly have the problem with the music she's making. I have the problem with the push of the industry behind it, if that makes sense. It feels a little bit forced.
Like they grabbed her and they're like, oh yeah. we're
Like
about to use
if
you.
I feel like everybody, most
You're a
people's
good
opinion on this shit is that like this is a little bit like weird. Like we can get with it, but to some extent it's like I've never seen the industry get behind something so what's the word? I don't want to say a council worthy word. I was about to say
Blatantly said that though.
yeah, I was about to say raunchy, but I wouldn't even really call it raunchy because like I said, I can get with it to some, well, I guess I can be a raunchy person.
You legit like saying all that.
I guess I'll say raunchy.
Who the fuck else is gonna be like, yeah, my pussy pink?
Booty hole brown.
Like, who else is? I mean, people say shit close to that, but they're not just gonna flat out and be like, oh
Nasty
yeah.
Luke was saying shit like
Oh,
that
yeah.
in the 90s though.
This is true. That's what I was saying. It's like if you go further back in time, niggas was saying some real heinous shit.
Yeah,
It's just
but
that
it
that shit
came
kind
off
of got
better.
swept under the rug and nobody
It's,
really
it's
cared.
really how I present that shit too, like how it come off.
Alright, but peep this. We have women maybe in their 30s talking about Sexy Red. Like she's fucking up music for the kids and shit. But think back when they were kids.
First of all,
Wait. Think about back whenever we were kids. Well, they were kids and shit. What were they jamming? This song came in my head.
Lil' Kim, Trina.
All your ladies pop your pussy like this.
Don't
Exactly. Do it.
And every time that bitch come on,
And they all bump that shit hard. But then Sexy Red's no.
Yeah, I guess you
like,
draw the
that's
line.
the
when you
age
say
gap
booty
thing.
hole.
it's the age gap thing. I feel like whenever you see young
booty
people
hole's worse
doing
than pussy?
something, you feel like young people.
She said, "Lick my pussy and my crack," and it's all.
They drew the line. and
That's
was like,
there too.
Yeah, they drew the line and they draw the line. Like once you start mentioning booty hole and shit, they's like, "Oh no, you do
Grown man booty hole at that. That's really what it is.
Is
We
that
talking
what it
about
was?
eating
Grown
grown
man
man ass, and you know men don't shave their butts. It's just a particular level of nasty.
Some men don't even know how to wash their ass for real.
But
so
I still
like,
feel like it's an age gap thing. Like whenever you see people that used to be 16 at 20 doing some freaky shit, you gonna be like, you still look 16 to me.
They say
I
it's
still
ruining
feel about
music for
16.
kids, but first of all, why are your kids listening to this shit?
But then what did we
they
listen
got
to?
access to all that shit.
They do have access to it, but you, as a parent, you still have to monitor what it is.
Yeah, you
Some
can't
parents
monitor
too,
24
Hey,
hours.
one thing I can say about that
You can't monitor
is
everything.
when we were kids,
But you can monitor to an extent.
we weren't on social media and shit. We didn't have access to music as kids like that.
It didn't exist like
We
that.
had BET, MTV, VH1, Infuse and shit. They were all censored shit anyway. So we heard the clean version of everything like that more often than we heard the dirty version.
And
These days,
nowadays,
the
kids
first
ain't
thing you
even
hear
watching TV.
is some off the wall shit
Kids on the
right in
fucking
your face.
internet. So I kind of get that.
Yeah, kids ain't watching TV no more.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about that shit too last night because I was thinking like, all right, the club's probably been live, but you ain't got to. Niggas wasn't anxious to be like, all right, yeah, I might be on video if I fucking dance
Yeah.
or something like that. Like motherfuckers be trying to like be laid back and be too cool and shit because people be anxious of other people watching them and shit. Like
That plays
That's
into
really
those
on-
conversations we
Now
would have,
nobody
like,
gives a fuck.
when niggas would,
about
like,
it.
always gravitate towards us in the clubs. And, like, we used to get into the clubs for free for damn near a whole year because we were actually willing to go out onto the dance floor and actually have a good time like nobody was watching.
Yeah.
And people gravitated towards that in the club and came to the dance floor because of it. And when we
now-
stopped going to the club,
Everybody's
people stopped
recording
fucking
everything.
dancing. And people stopped going to the club. There's no reason to go to the club now because you can't have mindless fun anymore. People would rather just go to a bar if I'm just gonna stand around and drink.
You wasn't a party group. You wasn't. You wasn't lame to everybody, so everybody was just sitting there looking at each other.
Man, like everybody has access to that shit. everybody has access to fucking everything.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's a scary thought.
Niggas talking about some going to the club and shit. I was saying that shit the other day though.
We make club bangers though.
Yeah,
Y'all
but
do.
We make club bangers. Our shit would fucking bump in the club.
I guess.
It depends on the
I don't be
song.
thinking
One
about
way to
the
find out.
that's what I'm saying. Some of our songs are.
We should do a social experiment.
That nigga will be on that shit too. I be like, damn, this hoe could be fucking smooth in that, huh?
We had our shit playing in the club once or twice, and people dance.
I be missing it.
I mean, they dance every time.
Our
I get
shit
on
is
mic
being
and do
paid
shit
in
for a show.
gentlemen's clubs.
Touch your toes.
Man, we're them for.
But that really just shows where the line is though, because this shit isn't being played in the clubs because that's what people want to hear in the clubs. It's because that's what's being listened to on streaming apps and shit. But if you go back, like let's go back to 2016, the shit that would play in the clubs would be like rolling, I'm rolling, like it would be club music. Now it's particularly in the section of trap and only trap.
Nigga, this nigga and young boy be playing in the club and they wondering why niggas in that bitch trying to shoot that bitch up and fight. Like, nigga, he ain't said not shit about being in no goddamn club for real. That nigga is talking
That
about
nigga
walking
don't even
niggas
go to the
down
club,
and all
man.
this other shit.
If you let him say it, he don't even go to the
So now you have only the trappiest niggas and you have only the most thugged out niggas trying to go to the club. So if you're in the club, the music that's playing, that's the shit you gotta imitate to try to get women. So niggas is gonna lean into the I'm a trap nigga vibe. Like, think about, I don't wanna say names. Think about our friend that used to buy everybody drinks and shit. Whenever this nigga was first coming out, he was just, I wanna have fun, I'm drinking, and I'm dancing. Then this nigga's persona started leaning into, I'm a drug boy, I'm a drug kingpin, I'm gonna buy everybody drinks, I got that thing on me, I'm gonna stand back and watch everybody else have fun. And I seen a lot of niggas make that transition. I feel like it's more so because of the music. You want to
It's really crazy.
believe what you see.
I like
up in the
that.
club.
Exactly. Like
that
niggas,
nigga,
nobody
like,
really
I
is
can't
like that
move.
though. Nobody's like
type
that.
of common sense though.
If you're like that, you were traumatized growing up. Nobody was born to be a thug. Was born to be gangster. Nothing.
You bump the wrong nigga and that bitch, you could die. I'm like, nigga, relax, bro. Relax, bro.
And niggas grew up with both their parents and
I'm
shit.
about to go throw up, bro. You mad I bumped you. Nigga, I throw up on you. God. Nigga gonna be sick in that bitch.
Have a life or death experience trying to go take a piss.
I'm like, bro. And niggas be wanting to bump into you too. They like confrontation. Oh God, when you
What we
start
gonna
drinking.
do when we
They
start
look for the
having
shit.
to do walkthroughs and shit?
It's me. I'm they. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, we gonna need
I don't know. It's just like, remember when we were talking about at the show? It's like, it's hard to try a group of 5 niggas. Like, we're 5 grown men and we're all above the height of 6 foot. Motherfuckers look at us and already be thinking that we're somewhat of like towards the hood just because we're black men and it's a group of us. If you see more than 3 niggas together, you already assuming like at least one of these
gang
niggas.
is
Nigga, we got light skins.
Look at how
We got light skins.
we
We got the chillest light skins.
Light skinned niggas are more dangerous nowadays.
profiling at Walmart.
They got more to prove. When you got more to prove, you more
Well,
dangerous.
fuck. The jig is up. Marcus exposed. Fuck.
Ain't shit to expose. We transparent, right?
I say niggas are y'all. We are regular niggas. We don't do none of that extra.
transparent.
Here this nigga.
I'm transparent like fucking saran
Don't flip
wrap. Like
this
what you
nigga,
mean,
man.
man?
It's a prank. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Who do y'all think? Actually, this question. How do y'all feel about Drake being Drake?
That nigga goated. I was saying that shit last night. I ain't gonna lie.
The nigga was a thespian before he was a rapper, so yeah, that's his character.
So I mean, theatrics is definitely gonna be in his music.
Do y'all
and
feel
style.
Drake sells just because he's Drake at this point?
At this point, hell yeah.
He's turned himself into a
That
brand.
nigga's a superstar.
He's Lil Wayne's protege at that.
Hey, his For All the Dogs and Scary Hours 3 was hard. I'm not dissing Drake or nothing at all. But I just feel like at this point, if Drake's name's on it, numbers
It's
are
gonna-
just,
it's gonna
it's
sell.
just off rip for whatever fucking reason. Even the song's not even that good.
Exactly.
He's
But that's the
definitely reached
point.
that
The
level
whole
of
point
stardom.
is that like he's achieved that level, so I feel like he doesn't look at music the same way that a lot of people look at music because he he has Beyonce level fame, but he doesn't have to put in the same amount of effort to get that
She be
production.
dancing on stage.
If
Yeah,
that makes
that's
sense.
one thing. That's one thing. Like, she legit be performing and shit, and have a whole stadium shut the fuck
This
up.
nigga's Michael Jackson status without all of the skill.
I wholeheartedly believe this nigga would be up there if the Rihanna shit didn't happen.
That nigga up there to me, I ain't gonna hold you.
You
Yeah, to me
up
too,
there.
but like
he bounced back.
the
from
way
that
Drake
Rihanna
and
shit.
Beyonce have that
Star power.
that certain stardom that they have in the world.
Man.
No, I'm not knocking Breeze. He's the fucking GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But you know Drake and Beyonce for some fucking reason.
But you
Type
know
shit.
why though.
Well, like we all know why. But like I'm saying, if that never really happened, I believe he would be up there too.
It's really all the same though, cause all them niggas could walk into a room and they all gonna get surrounded by the same amount of people.
But your image plays a bigger part in it than anything. So his image has a permanent blemish on it that,
From that.
no matter what, if something goes viral, if you open a tweet, if you open a post and you look at the comments, somebody's gonna be complaining about this nigga's face being here. And you can't really say anything about it because he earned it himself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the media ran with that shit and blew it up. A lot of niggas that are in the industry have done that shit, but it's just nobody
How
paid
old
it
was
any
he?
attention. That nigga was
19.
like,
Oh, he was 19.
he was a teenager.
I was gonna say nigga was like
He was
15,
grown teenager.
16, but nah, that
Mhm.
nigga was 19. You a grown ass man, bro. You know what not to do.
So niggas is like,
You don't hit a superstar one.
that's the real. We talked about this the other day. I was saying it was the level of person that he did it
grown,
to.
but 19 is a
You can't
different
beat
level
on
of
somebody
like-
that's the same level of
A
popularity and fame as you.
superstar should keep her hands to herself. Now let's end that conversation.
All
All right. Anywho,
Accountability.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
how do y'all feel about
I don't feel.
Make Me Understand Why Y'all Like Lil Yachty?
Oh my god.
Who likes Lil Yachty?
I like Lil Yachty.
In what sense?
I like.
I'm not knocking Lil
One,
Yachty's
I don't have-
personality,
okay.
his image.
Yeah, I
not
think
knocking
he's a
Lil Yachty.
great
One
businessman.
thing, one thing about how when you like really dissect his music, bro, and I like don't want to be like this nigga, but this nigga be fucking flowing. This nigga, I ain't gonna get dick or nothing, but that nigga be flowing. He got bars, and like some of his bars, he be like, all right, nigga, that was kind of
Talk in your phone, nigga.
It's kind of shaky.
By Lil Yachty, so I really don't have an opinion. on
But
him.
some of his shit, he be spazzing
I
like
aspire to my shit,
they
though.
go crazy, go stupid freestyle. Fucking be playing all the time. That nigga snapped on that hoe. He be snapping, bro.
We got range.
And before
That
that, it
nigga
was
do
the
snapping.
melodies and shit.
Yeah,
like
he
the
be like that
melodies what
nigga be
started it.
singing.
I think he can rap. I just don't think he's a good rapper. Does that make sense? Like, I think he's a good rapper, but I don't think he's a skillful rapper. Like, he knows how to make some shit have some impact to it. He just doesn't really care about, like, how music sounds as much. He's not attached to
Didn't
original,
he say that?
like, hip hop. Yeah, he's more like, he's a product of the time. So imagine you grew up without listening to none of the shit before 2006. This nigga only like listened to like maybe Soulja Boy as far back as he goes.
I forget
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy is as far back as he goes.
On this
So,
little pod, I forget who he was saying. Like, he was saying a lot of snap music and shit.
Yeah.
He was on there with J. Cole, and J. Cole saying.
So
he wasn't
you gotta
cool
think
with
about
snap
that shit.
music at first, and now he feels like with that.
Talk more
with
in the
their
mic.
With their generation, that it's like a repeat. Like Cole seen it as like, oh, when they came in, it's like, what is this shit? But Cole's like, I had to wake up, look myself in the mirror, and just be like, you was a hater, like
and you hating on the time.
You just hating on, like, it just.
It's the change. It's niggas is old. That's it. Niggas get older.
Niggas
When
is
you get
old.
older, that new shit that comes out is gonna be less appealing.
Got so many subgenres in this shit, and maybe it's not for you and shit, but it's niggas out there that's packing
also-
out. He's packing out shows.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like
That
some
nigga
niggas don't give a fuck about bars for real. Like a nigga will legit get on a song and be flowing the fuck out of that hoe and not be talking a lick of shit. But it's to me like I'm like shit, nigga. If you really flowing this hoe and you kind of rhyming, nigga, hey, by all means.
Man, like that nigga Yeet. I don't like what the fuck he's saying because he ain't saying shit, but he
That
just
shit,
flowing
that
and
nigga flows
he's just
and
flowing.
and niggas be
I'm
high,
like,
bro.
shit, man.
Everybody and their mama be everybody and their mama that listen to niggas be high as fuck.
Don't give a shit.
If you high, this shit, everything really flow, nigga. You be in that bitch fucked.
All right, so you give Yeet the space, but you never give Yachty the space to like just.
Benny has called a nigga and be like, here you go.
You gotta catch Will off guard with a Yachty song and shit when he not paying attention and shit.
No, I'm always paying attention. Even sometimes I'm trying to listen to it. If y'all
Bro, you ain't
about
even
it.
let me play Cortex last night.
That's
That
because
nigga
I was
snapped on
just
that bitch.
bullshitting.
He snapped
I'll be an
on that
asshole.
bitch.
I feel like it's the way that nigga came in. Whenever he made that comment about throwback artists because he didn't listen to him, like if you say something like that about Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, some shit like that, you gonna touch a nerve of niggas that love hip hop.
They gonna track you.
And niggas is gonna be like, well, if you don't love this shit and you got the level of access that you do and you have the lifestyle that you do and you can't even respect this shit, to some level niggas is gonna be personally offended because this shit is directly connected to our culture.
He also said like he reneged on some of that shit. Like he was like, man, he's like, I got tired of people saying I can't rap.
So he just said some shit
So
too.
he gonna so he went back, fucking do his homework and shit like that. Like
Whenever
respect and shit.
you
Like,
do go
if
back, you
people
should do
wanna take you
respect
serious and shit. You gotta put in the fucking work and shit. And a lot of people just don't want to put in the work and study what came before and shit. I don't know. I feel like I'm like that.
Get it out.
To an extent. I wasn't really into music like growing up. I listened to a lot of music, but I never had access to music. I didn't have a phone till I was like way older and shit. Only thing I would hear was on the radio, was my people's playing and shit like that. Like I never could like search it up on the internet. We never had internet or anything like that. So it was just like what I heard. And then whenever I got the chance to learn on my own, it was just like what was popping at the time, like fucking like Chance and shit. I'm thinking about like Cole, old Cole. It's just like the niggas that's up now. It's like that's who I was listening to. Wayne and shit, Jeezy, Gucci Mane, the throwback Future and shit like that. Like, it's like.
But peep this, when like Wayne, Drake, Future, Cole, Kendrick, when they get on a song with one of these new niggas and they rap on it, it's like, damn, that makes the song better.
They carry the song.
It's like they carry the song over. It's like, yeah, this is how it should, how we feel it should
them
be.
Niggas
I know
having
music's
more
subjective and
years
shit.
in it though. Like them niggas is
Like-
really like vets on this shit. So
Veterans.
like a new nigga is just like trying to keep up, but them niggas is like already down the fucking block on a song. Like,
They carry the
walked off on
energy
your
of the
ass.
old rap though. They carry.
I
the
was about
energy
to
of
say,
the-
like, I feel like there's a difference in like how you were saying the time that you came up and listening to music, like how we've been talking about trap music and shit. Trap music has been the most popular rap music for literally a decade. So that means everybody for the last decade that was a child coming up in the last decade only has trap music to attach themselves to in the form of hip hop.
2014,
gave
that's
it
when
to
trap
us.
music did start, didn't it?
Moon down vibe.
T.I. gave it to us. So when T.I. was popping off, everybody was listening to that.
Everybody was
but when
listening
it
to
got
trap
popular,
music,
like,
but it wasn't the trap
that
music
was
that it is now.
at that point, trap was a different type of
It was
subject.
actually
Yeah.
trapping and shit. Like,
Yeah.
we was rapping about fucking trapping.
Like trap back then was based out of the trap. Trap these days are trap drums and trap beats type shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
'Cause
niggas will
then-
take a trap beat and just
He's spitting.
you just gonna have to get on that.
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Let
true.
him cook.
With slight references of trapping inside of
Yeah.
it. Niggas is mostly talking about murdering each other
Yeah,
now.
that's all it is. Oh, I killed this nigga and his homeboy.
Yeah, so do we just need to
I'm
start
like,
calling it a
fuck.
new genre? Just give it a new
Back
name.
then, yeah, with rapping and
Song.
singing.
Hey man, check on your black men, man. These guys, we just got ego problems, man. That's really all it
We
be.
got ego
Battling
problems.
and going back and forth and back and forth. We can't.
Hey,
do
but
that
we
shit.
gotta hit halftime right here. We gonna come back with a different subject. But anyway, make sure y'all like the video right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Video.
hey, we'll be right back.
Go check that shit out.
Check the shit out.
It's
Anyway.
dropped.
On her back, that Badoga don't beam and run that thing like a marathon steaming. They ask me, I would say I'm amazing.
Like wait. She said I'm amazing. One of the best, like fuck that. I wake up the best, you're crazy. Ride to the bank, that's daily. Smile for the flick, this easy. Won't fuck a bitch that's needy. All black whip can't see me. All black whip can't see me. I'm amazing. I